Good morning and welcome back to Waiheke Yoga Room. This morning I'm going to show you something completely different. I'm not going to give you a yoga session this morning. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do a restorative shoulder stand on your sofa. Now I know a lot of you don't practice shoulder stand because you've never really been taught how to do it properly, and it can be a dangerous pose if you don't know how to do it. But most of us can do the restorative one on the sofa very safely as long as you just listen carefully to my instructions. Before we go there, just know that shoulder stand is really good for you. It's one of the best restorative poses that you can do. It's really good for your immune system. It's good for balancing your hormonal system, and it's very relaxing for your nervous system. It's also good for your circulation. It's anti-aging. It's going to stretch out your neck, but carefully. You've got to be really careful, and just basically going to do you a whole lot of good. So if you could do a restorative shoulder stand, maybe if you've never done it before, only start with 5 minutes, and you can gradually build it up to anything up to half an hour. It's a fantastic way to refresh your whole body if you've had a tiring time. So I want you to watch how I do it first. Don't try and do it now, and then I'll talk you into it once you've got all your gear. So I'll just show you what I have. I've got a sofa with a nice strong back. You can use an armchair. You can use any kind of chair that's really solid and that doesn't have, you don't want to have a hard edge here. You want something soft here. So if you've only got something with a wooden edge or something, you'll need to put something really soft and comforting there, because what's going to end up on this part of the seat, the very front part of the seat, is going to be this part of your back. So you don't want it on hard wood. You want to have some height for under your shoulders. So I've got two nice, really firm, thick cushions here for my shoulders, and I have as much height as I need under my head as well, height and softness under your head. So you're kind of going to be like a step ladder. Your head is going to be on the bottom, then your shoulders are going to be on your cushions, your bottom is going to be here on the front of the seat of the sofa or the armchair, and your legs are going to go up with your feet resting right up at the back of the chair. Okay? So watch how I set up, and then I'll go through it a second time with you. Okay, so you have your setup. Watch how I get into it, and then we'll do it together. Watch carefully. I want to have my shoulders, don't forget, on the fairly towards the front of my cushions, so that my neck is pretty much supported by the front of my cushions. My neck will be supported by the front of my cushions, and the back of my head's going to end up on the floor, on the blanket that's on the floor. So you've got to get into it back to front. You sit down, you swing your legs around, not terribly elegant, and you place yourself so that you got your feet over the back of the sofa or the chair. Okay, I've got a wall there which is actually quite supportive. You don't have to have a wall there, but it's quite nice. I find it's just the right length for me, or for the length of my legs, to have my feet against the wall. So when I go down, I'm careful that I'm not too close to the front of the seat before I start, because if you start off sitting right at the front edge here, you're just going to fall off the whole thing and make a dog's breakfast out of it, and you'll have to start all over again. So I'm a little bit away from the front of the seat to begin with it. And I kind of lie myself down, and I'm even wriggling as I lie down further away from the front of the seat. I want to feel like I'm really secure. So at this point, the front of the seat is pretty much at the base of my shoulder blades. And I'm looking to see where are my cushions, and then I'm carefully using my tummy muscles to lower myself down. You can use the arm of the chair, you can put your hands wherever you like, and get yourself down, shoulders onto the cushions, head is on the soft blanket here My arms are just going to relax away from my body. If you can see my feet, I'm not sure if you can, I think you can. They're actually pressed up into the wall, which makes it actually quite secure, but it doesn't matter whether they're pressed into a wall or not. You should just be able to rest completely. I'm not holding on to anything. Notice that the back of my neck is actually on my blue cushions and my head is on my red blanket. If you're finding that the lower back is hurting, sometimes it's overarching, too much of a big arch here, you might need to just travel slightly forward towards your head, and that will settle your lower back. In fact, I feel better now as well. So there's a little bit less arch. To come out of the pose, very simple. You just bend your legs, you push and walk your shoulders back, slide down, and stop here at your halfway station. This is your halfway station. You probably can't see me very well anymore, but you can see the important parts of me. And stay here for at least half a minute or so to let your blood pressure regulate, and then come out of it. Just bend your knees, roll off to your right side, stay curled on your right side for a few breaths, and then carefully bring yourself up. Don't come up too quickly, especially if you've been there for a while, because your blood pressure may have dropped and you'll feel a little bit woozy when you come up too quickly. I must just caution you, those of you who shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't do this if you've got untreated high blood pressure, because it will bring your blood pressure down, but there will be a spike in the blood pressure when you first go into it. The blood pressure, because of all the blood rushing to your head, it will push up your blood pressure, and if it's not being properly managed, that could cause a problem. You shouldn't do it if you've got glaucoma, because it will increase the pressure behind your eyes. Don't do it when you've got a headache. It's going to increase the pressure in your head. Don't do it the first few days of a period. And just if there's any other reason that you don't feel, maybe your ears get very uncomfortable, you might feel a real pressure building up in your head. If anything like that happens, just slide back to that waiting station, where I was halfway down, and just do it there instead. Just don't feel any real discomfort or pounding or anything like that, because that's a sign from your body this is not a good idea. It's something you have to build up towards. It's not something you want to do for too long first time round. Let your body slowly get used to being upside down, okay? Because think about it, when you turn yourself upside down, you are bringing a lot of pressure up to the head and the neck, okay? And if you haven't been doing this for most of your life like I have, it's a bit of a shock for the body, to hold it for too long. So just ease your way into it. Please be super careful with this. Don't be silly. And yeah, just enjoy it. It's there for you to enjoy and to relax. There's just one other important precaution to think about, is your neck. So if you've got neck issues already, this may not be the pose for you. But if you're careful with your neck, it will be absolutely fine. So you want to feel that your weight is on your shoulders and not on your neck. Your weight is on your shoulders. There'll be a little bit of weight into the back of your head, but you do not want to feel like the back of your neck is either overstretching or that there's pressure of the back of the neck down into its support too much. I mean, you'll feel the support underneath the back of your neck, but you don't want to feel like it's being pushed down. There mustn't be weight pushing the back of your neck into your support. You need to adjust onto your shoulders better to avoid pushing into the back of your neck if that's what's happening, okay? Please be careful with your neck. It's the only neck you will ever have in this lifetime, so look after it. Okay, so getting into it together, you've got your setup. You're going to sit on your sofa, back to front. So sit yourself down fairly far back on on the sofa, towards the back of the sofa. Turn yourself around so that you're sitting back to front and pop your legs over the back of the sofa or the chair. Remember, you don't want to be too close to the front edge of the seat or you will fall off. So rather be further away from it than you think you need to be. Now lie yourself down, slowly onto your elbows first. Look where your cushions are. If they're too far away from your sofa, bring them closer. Can you see there's almost no space between my sofa and my cushions? They're real close. I'm walking a little bit more on, and now I'm slowly starting. You can have somebody stand behind you if you're a bit nervous and actually hold your shoulders like this from underneath. Have somebody stand there and support you if you need for a little bit of confidence. Going down slowly onto your cushions. It's really easy. Get your back comfortable. Your chin will come down into your throat notch. Your arms just open up wherever they want to go. They might want to go up, around towards your ears. They may want to go more down towards your hips or just out in line with the shoulders themselves. Wherever it feels comfortable. And relax. Stay here as long as it feels right for your body. Not too long the first few times you do this. And remember, when you're ready to come out, just push back. Go to your halfway station for half a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, however long you can stay in the halfway station, as long as you like. Then roll off to your right side. Take some time on your right side. And when you come up slowly and carefully. Have fun. See you next time.